Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming to another video. All right, so it's always something in these NBA streets, man. So Ticket TV's running around telling everybody that AD is done in LA potentially. LeBron James is the guy who wants him out of here. It's all types of power struggles between him and Rob Pelinka. This is the first I've heard of this. I don't know nothing of this. This is not a tea leaf that you've gotten from BDL44. I'm just listening to what he's saying, and I'm just saying I don't know if I believe that. I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe that. That don't sound like LeBron's style. Get AD out of here. Nah, I just don't see him doing that. I don't believe it. I can tell you this though. I think there may be some people who probably do want to move on from AD within the organization, and maybe there might not be as much of a struggle as one would think, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, you just got to believe the Lakers, as I've been saying for the last couple of days, are a little capped off. Not to say that we can't win a championship, just to say that we're not probably expected to win one. There were times where you would look up and say, okay, we're going to be, if we do a couple things, we can win a championship. At this point, I'm not even really thinking that no more. It's more so, can we get back to the Western Conference Finals, do some damage to Jokic, maybe get a couple games, maybe get lucky. But as far as like what it seems like we can build to get as good as we need to be to beat him, it just seems like we're a little capped off. And if I'm to believe that, then what am I really doing here? And that's what I think everybody has a right to ask. And I think that may be what might be going on. And it's like, okay, are we moving LeBron James? Clearly not. So what can we do? AD. And so I don't know if AD's not all the way with it too, because at the end of the day, it's not like the Lakers have been giving him the greatest tenure here. I mean, you got one championship, but it's been a lot of stuff that hasn't necessarily been all that great. He's taken a lot of the blame. The Russell Westbrook thing went left. Certain decisions we made just didn't necessarily work out, and he was along for the ride and had to do a lot of the dirty work. And he's starting to age and probably sees it the same way I do. Maybe we're capped off here. And so we might be saying that LeBron James is kind of spearheading this, but I don't even think it really matters as much to say that if people believe what I believe, then they probably think there might be another opportunity that's better than this one of winning a championship. And that's the elephant in the room. Why? What's to keep AD wanting to even be here if we're not going to win? And so I think people are looking at this one way, and I'm looking at it an entirely different way. Either way, I'm not on board with trading AD because I think we need the piece. And I think the rest of the field does too, which is why they're probably trying to shake him loose. But at the end of the day, we don't need to be getting smaller. We need to get bigger if we want to try to defeat the NBA champion. So Anthony Davis is going to be a big part of not only helping us do that, but the team that we trade him to. So we need to make sure that we have that in mind. For me, I don't have any interest, again, trading Anthony Davis because I still want to compete. But if I'm rebuilding, then I think I can get a hell of a lot for Anthony Davis right now because of what I just said. So I'm going to trade him with a higher value attached to it. And I think LeBron James, this is a situation where if LeBron wants AD gone, if we trade him for the wrong stuff, who's to say you're going to like still being here? So if that rumor is true that he's the one that's spearheading this, I'd say be careful what you wish for. Because if I trade AD, I'm getting picks back. I'm getting picks. I'm getting young talent. You're going to have Miller. You're going to have Amen Thompson. You're going to have Scoot Henderson. It's going to be something like that if I'm trading Anthony Davis. So I don't know if that's what the Genie is signing up for. Maybe she wants to stay in the win now category of things. But for me, I'm going to try to go young. Y'all know that. Now, that ain't to say I'm going to stay in this draft to do so, but one of these young players that's out there that I really believe in is going to be who I try to target. I'm not going to target some of the stuff that I think people think we're going to target. I heard Paul George, Kyrie Irving. No, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about young talent that could really jumpstart our next level. Not just another running mate for LeBron James. Nah, that's not what we're doing. You don't trade Anthony Davis for that. Absolutely not. So again, I don't know that I believe what's being said, but what I can say is there's some things to look at. And y'all know, if it's up to me, we'd have blew this up 2 years ago. Y'all know that. I ain't never made any qualms about that. So it's one of them things like if y'all ready to do it, let's go. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ready to do it, let's get it done. But for me, I'm not trading AD. I'm trading Bron. I'm trading all that other equity. And then I'm going to see what's up with AD and whatever it is I bring back. Because no guarantee I'm not going to want AD anyway when I build whatever the hell I'm going to build. Because for one, his type of player doesn't come around all the time. You got one of the best defensive players of all time there with long arms in an era where you need to be getting people who are taller. So it's like, even if I build my little young team, who's to say I'm not going to be looking for another AD who's likely not going to be as good as AD? It's like I got the real AD. Unless I'm getting something I just absolutely love for AD, I'm not getting rid of AD. No. Not in regards to what I'm thinking. Unless he just wants the hell out of here. Because with him, it's a little different. Like with Dame, I'm like, okay, timeline. Beal, timeline. But with AD, it's more like prototype. I'm not letting you go regardless of what the hell I'm building. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to match up with Wembanyama. So I don't care about your timeline. You stuck here because you 7 feet tall with wingspan that goes on from here to Texas. So that's how that has to be, as far as I can tell. You ain't going to find that in the draft unless you get the first pick or something. That's it. So for me, it's like, nah, AD, you stuck here, bro. I'm going to move everything else that has value that I don't want to keep. And you know what that means? That means LeBron James. Because I'm keeping Austin Reeves for whatever the rebuild would be. I'm keeping Rui Hachimura for whatever the rebuild would be. I'm keeping 17 for whatever the rebuild would be. You see how this goes? D'Lo can go. We know the contracts that we don't want. Bamba, Beasley, they can go. But everything else doesn't exist. That's the rest of our asset class. So what else am I getting rid of? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think anybody should be talking about trading anybody, because once I start looking at my asset class, I'm going to make a real decision, and then people ain't going to like it. They ain't going to like it. They ain't going to be AD. I'm not trading AD. Too tall, too long, too defensive, and can hit shots. That's what we need in this league at all times. So people better play nice, man. That's what I'm saying. Let's just finish out our contracts. Let's be cool. Let's not try to do too much with the roster like we always do. Let's just give it one more last hurrah, leave out of here with our dignity, and let's go out into the sunset or whatever we're going to do. Go play with Luka Doncic, whatever y'all going to do. But all this, let's trade away the Lakers' best asset because I don't want to play with them no more. I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't want to hear, man, I'm a different breed. Y'all know BDL44 a different breed. I don't want to hear nothing about that because this ain't about whether or not you like playing with Anthony Davis. It's about how valuable Anthony Davis is to the LA Lakers. No. Hell no. I'm on Rob's side. If this is real, I'm on Rob's side. I'm not making that decision for you, Bron. Not that decision. No. That decision gets made in regards to how I assess the entire franchise's future. And if I think I can get the best package for him in regards to picks, that's when I execute getting rid of Anthony Davis if it makes sense for me. But I'm not moving him because you want somebody else to run with, bro. That don't make no sense. Come on. People got to get real, bro. Don't ask franchises to do stuff that don't help the team, man. And that is not the type of commitment Genie should be making in this market. No, sir. No, sir. If we move on from Anthony Davis, we had better be bringing back a very tall, long shooter, long arms. I'm telling you, he got to be waving like those things that you see at the car wash. You know, the wavy thing. That's how the player got to be built. If I'm moving Anthony Davis, fam, we can't just do that because we don't believe we can win. No, that ain't the piece you move if you don't believe you can win. He's the piece you keep with Austin Reeves to try to figure out what else you're going to do with everything else. That's how that works with the Lakers. For the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And if you had another team, if this is a different squad, maybe with the Timberwolves, maybe it's different. If we're the Cleveland Cavaliers, for sure. If it's the Heat, for sure. But don't ask the Lakers to do that. And we couldn't even get Carmelo Anthony before you got here. We can't make decisions like that, bro. We can't. You know we can't make decisions like that. So people need to start getting hip to what's really going to help teams be built, man. Because if teams do stuff guys want to do like that, we go down the toilet. We end up the Timberwolves. We end up Phoenix. I'm telling you, man, this is the type of stuff. No, you assess Anthony Davis properly. You say, okay, I got Anthony Davis in place. The whole league needs him. Let's just see how we start the season. If we don't trust he can stay healthy to start the season, then we get the most value for him. Not Dame Lillard's contract. You understand? No. Actual value. Not the stuff people pretend is value, but the real deal. You get some youngsters. You trade him to Houston and you bring back a handful. You trade him to Orlando and you bring back a handful. You trade him to OKC and you bring back a handful. That is how you do it. Anything less than that seems a little strange to me. You understand what I'm saying? Trade him to Charlotte. Bring back a handful. Feel me? Young talent everywhere. Future assets from here to 2030. That's all you trading Anthony for. Not somebody's contract so Bron can go out in the sunset next to somebody else who don't want to do that, probably, because that's just how that often goes, man. No, man. Not at 39, brother. No. Roll with us. I'm telling you, if you let us bring a team like that to you, you're probably going to win more games than you would the way you want to build. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. These kids are going to keep up with each other. You ain't got to worry about that if you just play them properly. And half the teams are going to be doing small ball anyway. So just play ball the right way. I'm telling you, Joker's going to be winning so many easy rings against y'all because y'all keep on trying to do stuff like this. I keep trying to coach us out of it. I spend every day trying to coach us out of doing stuff like this. But we keep on making the same mistakes. And we keep end up on our teams and not good enough. People keep blaming us for why we don't do enough or don't have enough or want more. Bron, this is why. Because stuff like this keep getting done. It's not how the game is played, man. And when you're on a team, you're going to understand this more than anything else in the world. You don't want to just trade your assets off a whim, bro. No. It's the wrong way to build if you want to be on a good team. So Anthony Davis, we need to make a very strong assessment of what we're doing to Anthony Davis. He is not a trade on draft day kind of guy. He's not. Unless you have been doing this for months and plotting this for months. If you are thinking about doing this just because you like that guy who's really, really good at the top of the draft, probably not the move. Probably not the move unless you're absolutely certain by his medicals that he's probably going to have to retire early. That's the only reason why I do something like that. If he's not going to come back properly, I'll do that. Other than that, if I expect him to come back and the odds are still the same, it's Anthony Davis is just going to continue his career the way he has been, his elevator goes up too high to just be trading for a prospect or just be trading for another guy that's a lateral guy like Paul George. No, he's too talented defensively for that, man. Too talented defensively. In a league that plays no damn defense. No. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in right before the draft, about 15 minutes before the draft. Can't wait to see it. But Ticket TV's talking some wild stuff on this channel. And a Laker fan has to speak up because I'm not about to just let us go into the draft, trade Anthony Davis to like Portland or something for Dame Lillard, and let Anthony Davis run with Scoot Henderson and probably knock us out of the first round or something crazy like that. No, absolutely not. No, I know better. And you bring Chris Paul to the situation. No. Stay the course. Don't trade Anthony Davis for no Miles Turner, no Buddy Yield. You won't hear the end of it on this channel. I know you're not going to do that. Don't do that. Okay? We got to be serious about what we're doing here. Don't trade them to Brooklyn for all of their small forwards. No. If they're not waving like the dude at the used car salesman's lot, if he's not 7'5", 7'8" wingspan, do not trade Anthony Davis for him. No Zion Williamson. I'm sorry, I like Zion as much as the next one, man. No. BDL 44, I thank you all for watching.